What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, man? I'm tickled already, dude. But anyway, what's going on? My boy Mike might be in here. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I think Mike have his finger on the trigger, dude.
Yes,
Bam!
sir.
Come
Yes,
up,
sir.
Mike, right there. You know what I'm saying?
What
What's going
tickled
on,
you?
Mac Bell? How you doing, bro? Thanks for coming in, guys. Once again, welcome to the Four Black Guys Show. Everybody, put your fours up, even if we can't see you. We want you to put your fours up. Tony, are you gonna do our special?
Not today. I'll reserve that to the end.
Okay, you can reserve it to the end. Okay, all right, all right. You know he got that special midnight storm.
Yes, sir.
For
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The midnight storm for what's up, Carlton Mack? But we got Mac Bell, Carlton Mack, Mike Smith, but we got all the M's happening up in here tonight, man.
I love it. I love it. I love it, man.
Yo, we're gonna deal with a subject tonight that was brought forth, but a statement that was made by Tim Scott, who is a senator, I believe, from South Carolina. And he started a firestorm, and we're gonna deal with that later on. But before the show's topic tonight is the U.S. a racist country? So we want you to hit like, we want you to hit share. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and share it out. If you're on YouTube, we want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I want you to smash the notification bell so that you know when we are on the air. Just smash it, bam, just like that. Just get an uppercut, two piece, bam, bam. Subscribe, bam, notification bell, bam, 1, 2, bam, bam, like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good night, man. I want to introduce everybody, Mr. Tony Lovejoy, man. How was your week and how was your weekend? As you guys notice, we are missing one person tonight. He's gonna come on. He'll be here in a minute. You know, he's busy man. You know, being an entrepreneur extraordinaire, film, TV, trying to be the next. What's his name? Dude in the dress, Tyler Perry. Yeah, without the dress.
Is that how you did that?
I mean, really?
Wow. Dude, he's known for wearing a dress. His biggest money maker was wearing a dress, being effeminate and wearing a dress. But that's a whole nother issue in America. But go ahead, Tony Lovejoy.
Okay, I'm not sure how to come out of that, but my week was extremely productive. I got some things done. I had the opportunity. Big shout out. I had a chance to teach a business class to some young entrepreneurs yesterday who's really doing some things, and I had the opportunity to teach them and now become their mentor in the business world. So big shout out to those that came to the class on yesterday. So yeah, man, my week was very productive. Had a chance to talk to my mentor this morning.
Okay.
And he put some things in perspective for me as far as time management, and told me no to a couple of toys I want to buy.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And because I honor his voice, check this out. Because I honor his voice.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy them right now.
Okay.
So he wants me to save some more money and then go pay for a cash. But other than that, man, yeah, my week.
You trying to go buy a submarine or something?
Submarine? No,
you gotta answer that. I was just joking.
I hadn't thought about that. Maybe I need to look into buying me a submarine.
Hey, man, you ain't finna get me under no water for nothing.
I bet I could. I bet you could. As my brother, yes, I could. Y'all come ride with me. Steve, come ride with me. Mario, come ride with me.
And submarine, I might come ride.
Close the hatch.
Right.
Yeah. But but no, Mario. I'm not talking about my other toy that I want.
Okay.
Because I'm buying another motorcycle.
See, I knew it.
Yeah, I'm buying another motorcycle. I could do that part. It's just the real big purchases that's.
I knew it. So we're not buying the jet. We're not buying the.
That's what he told me I couldn't buy, Mario.
Wow. Did you try to get you a Gulfstream or something, bro?
No, the one I showed y'all.
Okay.
I can talk like this because James not on here. But the one I told you,
well, you know, he's watching.
Yeah. The one I told y'all that I wanted, he told me just to wait. And then my Apocalypse.
Hey, Tasha. Hey, Mom.
So yeah, man. But my week was good. Yeah, man, it's very, very good, very, very productive this week. So, yeah, how was yours, Mario?
My week was okay, man. I've been kind of melancholy since Saturday morning. Been a little
big word, melancholy. Ooh, 4 syllables.
I noticed you got something going on. Is it the hat, or you just what's going on with you?
I don't know, man. You know, this my hat. I've worn it on several occasions. I've had this hat for years.
I saw you just wanted to go to church doing your church talk, and I saw
yeah, man. I had it on going to church, but yeah, I've lost several friends here lately, man. That I've
Oh man.
and you know, it just kind of put me in a I've been in this whole introspective thing, and I think I posted about that for a while. Just evaluating, reevaluating, just looking back over life, seeing what I've accomplished, seeing what still needs to be done. I think you have to do that every so often. Sit back, look at your life, see what you've done, see what you need to polish up on, and all of that. So I've been in that kind of space for the last couple of months.
Couple of months. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, just I've been giving it some thought for a little minute here. Coming to grips with things that haven't gotten done, that probably won't get done. You have to also be realistic about things. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But for the most part, but I've gotten hit with some classmates from Alabama State that's in other places that passed away. We lost, like I said on my post earlier, I lost shout out to Janelle Woods, who had been battling cancer for a couple of years. And like I said, we thought everything was on the up and up. She finished her chemo and got in the process of gaining her weight back and was back out and relatively active. And I noticed she went dark on Instagram for a little minute, maybe 4 weeks, months, and I got a little concerned, and I saw she made a post on Instagram, an inspirational post from ICU. So I inboxed her and just asked her how, hey lady, just checking on you. Told her that we had missed her presence and didn't want to be intrusive, just letting you know that we're thinking about you and praying for you, and we chatted back and forth. She said her levels had been up and down. I'm not sure what levels are as it pertains to cancer and remission and all of that, but we chatted for a little bit and left it at that. That was like this week,
Wow,
early this week. And so Saturday morning, I came home early Saturday morning. I got back in and I popped open Facebook, and saw that she had passed, and that just kind of messed me up. I'm like, wow. So, just shout outs to the Woods family. Our prayers and condolences are with you, and all of my friends and family that were close with her. We're praying for you and hope everything, that God transitions you through all of this smoothly.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's it, man. What about you, Steve?
Man, just work, dude. Just work, family, being a dad, dealing with some stuff with the wife, man, but we praying through it. We going through it.
Don't we all?
Well, my wife's having some physical issues right now, but she's good. She's good. Nothing that we can't handle and nothing we can't pray and have faith about, right? So, but anyway, man, but it was good. I had a good Sunday, man. Met with an old pastor of mine, pastor friend and mentor, and just good day. Just a good day today. Just a good day. My nephew came by, which is real cool, and threw the football with my son. He plays, he's a running back over at Birmingham Southern. So that was excellent. So anyway, and my wife cooked some good pork chops. Good Lord.
Pork chops and
blood pressure probably just through the roof right now.
It was this, Carlton. I'm sorry. Carlton Mack asked me, was I playing with the knife?
I heard something. I didn't know what it was.
I thought it was going to be a knife too.
That was me. I'm sorry. I was in a little, I was a little bad. It was that.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and get started, man. It's 10 minutes after 1. Once again, thank everybody for joining in today. Everybody's in. They want to hear this topic, want to talk about this topic. It's an important topic, man. Let's do some covered numbers right quick, man. We are well over 32 million cases in America. Vaccines administered, we're looking at 246 million, which is good, of vaccinations. And then depth, we're still holding at look, well, almost 6 million, 600,000. And so we're doing pretty good, man. America is showing out, and I'm glad that we have an opportunity to get the vaccine as quickly as we do in this country, and that's a good thing. I'm going to say about being first world. All right, so now let's deal with the issue that there's been a buzz in the country for almost a week or so now. Pastor Lord, the church hat off. Show on. President Biden, of course, did his national address this past week, and in the rebuttal from the Republicans, Representative Tim Scott of South Carolina, I'm going to reserve what I want to say about him.
Sure.
But in his rebuttal, he made a statement that I'm sure buzzed a lot of people's ears when he said that the U.S. is not a racist country. Myself, I had to chuckle out loud because that was funny. That was the funniest thing. But I had to come back and think about that. Is the country, the U.S. of A racist country? Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, said the same thing, but cloaked it in that it's still a issue that needs to be talked about and discussed in the country. But she does not believe that the U.S. is a racist country. So I'm going to put that question out to everybody right now. I just want to give me your overall statement, everybody that's watching. Do you think that the U.S. is a racist country? And then I want you to put why or why not that you think that the U.S. is a racist country. We have a lot of people that think it's not racist because there's plenty of opportunity. We are the land of opportunity. And because there's opportunity, there's no racism. Now, what I want to do is before I let Mario and Lovejoy talk, I want to give a definition, because without definition, we have no guidance, right? We have no understanding. We apply our own emotion. We apply our own situations to what racism is, okay? So according to racism, to the lexicon, racism is a noun. It says it's prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or a people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized.
Wow.
Okay? Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution. You need to write these words down. I want you to write them down. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, a community, or institution. Now, I'm going to let y'all have at it. These are the confines of racism, right? These are the confines of racism. Does the country meet these three criteria according to a definition of racism? Prejudice, discriminatory, and antagonistic by an individual, community, or institution. I'm going to let Mario go first because Anthony Lovejoy has a situation he wants to talk about. So Mario, you go first, sir. Hold up. If you get mad at me because I read a definition, that's on you, but go ahead.
Okay. Let me go from this angle. The ism at the end of racism, that ism on the end of anything means there is a system behind it. That's what that ISM. So put ism on the end of anything. That means there's a doctrine or a theory or a system or a practice. with that being said, being a black man in America, I live in a system that has been geared to keep me a second-class citizen since I got here. Let's not even say since I a second-class citizen. Property when we got here, and then we gained citizenship, and then laws were created within the system that we live in to keep us second class. So I'm not going to lay in it right now, but short version, yes, hell, America is racist.
Yes.
I think Kamala Harris said what she had to say to try to keep division down. She said it was a political thing. She said what she needed to say or felt she needed to say as the vice president of the United States. What's the guy's name? Tim Scott. There's an Uncle Tim. I don't care how you slice it. That was dumb. It was still, of course, America is racist. Everyone knows it. People outside of the United States even understand that America has the top tier seat in racist practices.
I agree.
So yeah, America is still racist. We'll delve into it more. Go ahead, Steve.
So I want to ask everybody a question. Well, Carlton Mack says you agree with Tim Scott. Is that what you're saying, Tim? Carlton, that you agree with him. The white he says I agree with him. White people in the U.S. are racist, but I'm sorry, not all, but most. Okay. Michael says, in my opinion, I'm not sure if America is a racist country, but I know racism is allowed to go unchecked often in this country. Waterboy at best. So let me ask you guys a question, and then I'm gonna let Lovejoy loose here. And I'm asking this question just so you can think. Is wheat bread? Is wheat bread? Or put it this way, is cornbread corn? All right, Tony, go.
Before you go there, Tony.
Go ahead.
No,
please go. Please go. Please go. Please
I wasn't even fixing to go to that question Steve said.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But going back to the point that I was trying to make that I kind of didn't finish, but what system have we created, black folk? What system have we created to control and suppress anyone? Just a question. You understand what I'm saying? We haven't created a system to control or oppress anyone.
So you're going to a question I want to ask later, which is, can black people be racist? So I like that question.
You want to tackle it now or hold on later?
No, I'll hold on, and then I want to let Lovejoy go.
Okay, so you want me to back into is cornbread or is wheat
bread? But you don't have to deal with that. I want you to deal with your. I mean, you deal with your thing first.
Okay, all right. So let me qualify my remarks by saying that these are my views, and I hope that I'm able to get through this without becoming emotional about what I'm about to tell you guys. I'm gonna be extremely transparent. I don't know any other way to be but that. And so I have to start here. Do I believe that racism is that's the question, right? Do I believe racism?
Do we believe the U.S. is racist?
Do I believe the U.S. is racist? And my short answer is absolutely, unequivocally, yes. To that end, June 2014, and y'all stay with me because I'm taking you on this ride so you understand why I believe what I believe. June 2014, I was a part of a church that I would not call their name because I know some of you guys are going to go probably look them up, but it is there in Decatur, Alabama. The church is predominantly white. I was the only fly in the milk in this particular glass of milk. I began to move up the ranks very quickly to the pastor because the church was a mega church. I myself was a pastor at the time, so we had done a gas giveaway and they took notice of what we were doing. Our church grew in 30 days. Check this out. Our church grew in 30 days, almost 250 people. In 30 days, the church grew. So this church took notice of us and they wanted to adopt us as, I guess, their project. So I would go to them and the pastor, and I won't call his name, told me, because you have this unique gift that's on your life, I want you to come over here and serve so you know how to do ministry the right way. So me honoring the voice of those that are where I'm trying to go, I honor his voice and start calling him my father in the faith. Oh boy. So then he had an armor bearer, and I won't call his name either, who became jealous that this fly in the milk was moving very quickly up the ranks. And the pastor told me, people don't have a problem with you, they have a problem with your access. So one day I was working for the Missile Space Intelligence Center as well, Defense Intelligence Agency. I was an intelligence analyst. I was making $127,000 a year. That's important to this story. Okay. Making $127,000 a year. One day I decided to take a day off to recoup, and I got a phone call from the pastor, and he said, "We need to talk." Yes, sir, absolutely. He says, the gentleman did a background check on you, and it came back that you have a felony warrant for your arrest. Mind you, I work for the Defense Intelligence Agency as an intelligence analyst. I have a top secret SCI clearance with all the caveats that goes with that. I didn't understand because at the time I was also a part-time drug enforcer on the police department, plain clothes, doing drug and addiction. So how is it that I have a felony warrant for my arrest for theft of property? So I asked him, how did he find the information out? He told me the young man did it, and he called him and told him he don't trust me. Remember, I'm on the fly in the milk here. So I called this dude and I said, hey man, I've allowed you into my home. I've allowed you into my space. How can you do something like that to me? Why didn't you call me? And first of all, why in the hell are you doing a background check on me? Realizing because I was using a human name in intelligence, you can't do a background check on me without going through OPM. So he violated national security by pulling a background check on him. So we went on and deal with that. So I went down, and to make the long story short, I went down to Morgan County to find out, indeed, do I have a felony warrant? And yes, it was. I turned myself in not knowing, what did I steal? What did I steal? They couldn't tell me. So I went in, they booked me in, fingerprinted me, all of this stuff, had me in the back, had me handcuffed to the railing. Now watch this now. I'm a police officer. I'm an intelligence analyst for the US government, able to see national secrets and securities. Okay, got out, went to the DA's office and said, I don't even know what I've done. Don't know what I've done. Went up there and says, oh, theft of property. The state of Alabama said you were filing unemployment benefits and they trying to get in contact with you so you can pay them back because you're working. I said, I've not filed one unemployment claim in my life. Remember, I make $127,000. So why would I be doing this? Needless to say, I had to go police officer and intelligence analyst into the court to be formally charged with all these people behind me, embarrassed as hell.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I did not mention that they put my name in the newspaper.
Mm.
So I'm marked now. I plead not guilty. So they put me in this program, guys. They put me in this program called the Preventive Intervention Program. And this because they were charging me with a first-degree felony. If I go through this program and pay this money,
Mm-hmm.
the charges would be dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my attorney went to the state of Alabama and said, Alabama Department of Labor, and says, this is not my client. They pinged the IP address and found out that it was somewhere in Detroit. And the state of Alabama sent me a letter apologizing. I have all of this stuff documented, apologizing. And then we went back to the court, and guess what the court says?
What?
He still has to complete this program.
Wow.
For something you did not do.
For something I didn't do. And mind you, it was theft of property. So they says, when we call you, they call it coding, color coding. When we called you, you have to drive all the way to Morgan County and do a urinalysis test. But by the way, the urinalysis test costs $55 every time you have to come.
Wow.
So they would randomly call you and you go, but wait a minute, this has nothing to do with drugs. I have a top secret SCI. I'm not on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
No, but this is part of the program and you have to do it. On top of that, I had to spend $5,700 to be a part of this program that I'm not guilty. But they said, because you are a Black man and we profile you, you have to complete this system. When I paid the money, then I came back before the judge, and the judge says, so why didn't we just throw this out from the beginning? Now, I'm paid all this money.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't we throw this out from the beginning? Mr. Lovejoy, you are free to go. And this charge will be dismissed with prejudice.
Mm.
That means it can't come back up again.
Come back again, right.
But watch this. It's on my record.
Mm.
Mm.
Why did I tell y'all that story? Because once you are marked
Mm-hmm.
as a troublemaker or a criminal, and once you have been profiled,
Mm-hmm.
it matters not how much you make in this world.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It matters not that I sit on 2 master's degrees.
Mm-hmm.
It matters not that I pay more in taxes than some people get paid a year.
Mm-hmm.
It does not matter. Do I think racism presents itself? I believe racism is probably worse in the church than it is in our government.
Oh my.
Mm.
Because the only reason that even came up is because of an individual, that's your definition, saw me a certain way because I was moving too fast through the ranks and system.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided, I'm going to see who this Negro really, really is.
Mm.
And because I made a certain amount of money, I must have been making it illegally. And so now, watch this. Even now, and I can't be falsely humble or self-deprecating right now. As much money as I make right now, I'm still a nigger in the United States. As I quote the Honorable Malcolm X, what do you call a Black man with a BA, MS, or a PhD? You call him a nigger. And you know why? You call him a nigger because you don't think much of us.
Mm-hmm.
And American is the biggest pimp that you ever want to see. Why do I say that? Because the only thing they tell us to do, you go to work, you shut your damn mouth. Excuse me. You shut your mouth and you pay your taxes and bring me my money. As a matter of fact, I don't even trust you enough to pay me my money. So I'm going to take it from you. You just take your tail to work.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I lived it.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived it and am living And so when I go places right now, and again, matters not how much I make now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When I go somewhere, and when I was in real estate school, I had to prove my innocence again because that mark is still on my record.
Because of a jealous, prejudiced white man that took you through the system that was not built for us in the first place. You still are paying right now. So once again, guys, we're talking about, is the U.S. Well, you done, Lovejoy?
I better be, because the rage is coming up in me.
It's building.
It is.
So once again, we're talking about, is the U.S. A racist country? I want to go back and read some of our people that have said some things. Michelle said, in my opinion, I'm not sure if America is a racist country, but I know racism is allowed to go unchecked often in this country. We read that before. And I want to. Some people seem to believe that that the U.S. is not a racist country. I want you to tell me why, though.
Right. I need to know
why. I need to tell me why you think that the U.S. is not a racist country. Because I'm gonna read to you one more time the definition. I'm gonna read to you the definition, just to say you don't think it is. What is this? America isn't racist. The people in America are, but that goes back to my question: is wheat bread?
Wheat, okay. Wheat is not bread until you make it bread. Wheat
says, no, wheat is not bread, but you have to use wheat to make bread. So is America is America racist?
Is America great? That was you gonna say.
Right. It's gonna be another question I had tonight.
Right.
So is America racist? If America is made up of racist people,
then come on.
Then America is racist. But I'm gonna go back and read the definition one more time. This definition: prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution. Listen to me. I'm gonna read those 6 words again: prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by a individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. So once again, is America racist? And now what I want to do is hold on, I want to go through some of these. I want to go through some of these issues here. Michelle Scott, she said, setup. Wow, talking about you, Tony, what you went through. I'm here, fellas. Okay, Jesse, I'm glad to know you're here. Wow, that's crazy. Jesse. Right. Law of medicine is a big money maker in this country. And then we got they love this. Just angered me. Yes, it is. All right. It is a country full of racist people. So once again, I want to deal with more of because Tony, you brought up a great situation, because America is a place full of opportunity. And so now we feel that we've had a black president. We feel that we got Beyonce, Jay-Z. We got football players. We got rappers putting diamonds in their head. We got a man that used to wear a dress. He now has a full what's that, movie studio. We have opportunities in America, and we've seen black people rise. So does that really mean that we don't deal with racism anymore? That this country is not racist because some people have taken advantage? And I want to charge you with this, Mario. People say America's not racist because black people have just as much opportunity as white people.
It sounds good in theory. Yes. but in actual practice, no. We in this country started decades behind where white people started in this country. We were put on the back burner for hundreds of years before we were allowed to even start the race that they had already started. By the time we started the race, they were near the finish line. So pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, if I don't have no boots, I ain't got no straps to pull myself up by. So like I said, I've said before, let me go kill this cow, cut this leather, tan this hide, make these boots so I can put bootstraps on them and then pull them up. So now, you said something earlier, Tony, that I wanted to address, but I've forgotten it. Go ahead, Steve. Pitching it back to you. You can repitch it again. Maybe it'll come back.
Okay, Tony.
Yes,
because we have more opportunity in this country for black people, that means that racism, we got a black president, for gosh darn sake. What you mean though racism is we have, our country is racist? You black people have plenty of opportunities. What do you say to that, Lovejoy, that we're no longer a racist country because we have plenty of opportunity?
Excuse my French, but I call bullshit. Here's why. Just because, and I don't even consider it an opportunity. That's what I thought. I don't consider me being able to work hard and do what I do an opportunity for me. You gave me this opportunity. Because if it's left up to you, I would still be out there picking cotton. If it's left up to you, I would still be drinking out of water fountains that significantly says whites and black only. If it's left up to you, I'll still be cleaning your houses. But because, watch this, but because of the endurance and the fortitude of a black person, they will go out there and say, okay, I tell you what, you don't have to give me my own boots. I'll figure out a way to make my boots and pull myself up that way. It is not the opportunity of the white man that I'm necessarily needing. And it's not that he gave me the opportunity. I did this shit on my own. Excuse my French, Pastor Lovejoy. I did this shit on my own.
That's not French, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, we'll call it what it is. I did this on my own. And to all the hardworking people who watch us day in and day out, don't you ever apologize for what you have and the hard work that you put in. Because in their eyes, you would never be equal. I don't care what you do, you would never be equal. So now, just because I did some stuff on my own, you want to take credit for it and say, we gave you the opportunity. How dare you with your arrogant ass?
Oh my.
And it speaks down to the privilege again of white people that I did this, but you still want to take credit for the work that I did, and then you want to label it as you have opportunities. Okay, I'm about to change my name again.
Change it on there. Change it. I'll change mine too.
So I like that. I love that. I love that. Lovejoy, because I want to take Jay-Z for an example, right? Let's take Jay-Z. We know that he started out as a dancer, dancing for a couple of rap acts, and then he became a rapper. And then, also while he was rapping, he was still slinging. And so then he flipped his rapping into clothes. Then he flipped that into some more things. So Jay-Z now, who's on the top of his game, right? Do you think that he thinks that racism still exists? Because I want to get to the mindset now. I want to start dealing with this metaphysics thinking of racism doesn't exist. It doesn't exist for me because I'm in a place A of comfort and wealth, or B, I don't deal with it that way, so it doesn't affect me. So let's talk about the mindset of the black man, of a black person. Can we truly say that it doesn't exist for me?
Racism?
Yeah.
That it doesn't exist?
Yeah.
You got something you want to add to that or something?
I want to deal with the mindset saying this for me, and I'm gonna be honest, guys. There's a thing that we do in church called faith talk. We you know what I'm saying? We talk in faith, and we say,
I'm about to go to black on y'all.
and we make confessions that we have certain things and we get certain things, and we don't have to deal with certain things because we're talking in faith, and we deal with things that that are not really physical. We're talking in metaphysics here. And so some people think as Black people, they say racism doesn't exist for them because it's a system. We know it. It's a system that I don't participate in. For me, and I'm gonna say this for me, and I'm dealing with it in the ways of Jay-Z. Now, this is how, because Jay-Z now, he's in a position of power and authority and influence. People with that have a tendency to forget from where they come from.
At the end of the day.
But at the end of the day, he's still nigga. And he said that in his song.
He did.
He still, at the end of the day, he still says he's nigga. He still says that he still has to deal with, I bet he deals with racism on a whole nother level. It's so,
a whole nother level. Yeah,
right. It's so insidious and so dark. Mm-hmm. So I want to deal with it. Can Black people truly say that racism does not exist?
Well, let me throw this example on you.
Okay.
And this is just one example. And this is how they tell you still a nigga regardless of how much money you have. How many out of all of these pro sports teams that we have, football and basketball are the two biggest here in the US. How many are solely Black owned? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Not a nair. Okay. If you're from the South, that means none. And these white boys ain't letting you in. Just because you have money means nothing. This is a white boys game. We own these niggas on the floor. We ain't finna let you own them. We gonna box you out of this game. And it's not because you have money, it's because of the color of your skin. We don't want you to have this. This is a white boys game. We gonna have this. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. So does racism still exist? Hell yeah, racism still exists. Short version. Next, go ahead.
Hey, do you remember when Beyonce did the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she did that. Her part of her wardrobe was she came out and these girls had afro and they did. I forget what song that they did.
Yeah, it was kind of that Black Panther thing. That theme they had going.
Then shortly thereafter, the community, or watch this, or the institution did not want to protect her, or said that they wasn't going to protect her. Then you had the Honorable Louis, the Minister Farrakhan. Y'all don't have to protect our people.
We got it.
We got her. Mess with it if you want to. Isn't it amazing that she's worth billions of dollars, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
But when the institution says you're not agreeing with our agenda, so we're going to take our hands off you.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to allow, and what they was doing was sending a signal, says, so if anybody want to harm her, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's going against our agenda. Even though you're powerful, you have a voice, you're going against our agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So again, to what her husband says, I don't care how many millions you have, I'm still a nigga.
Still a nigga.
Still a nigga.
I want to read some of our people here. My wife said a couple things, and then John Yah, who's a blogger himself, he has a show that comes on in Louisville, Kentucky, I believe.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Yeah, wow. He said a lot.
Glad to have you on, sir.
A great show, guys. We have to understand where the word come from. It derived from the concept of race. Race is made up the term to describe and divide Black folks from whites. A racist is one who believes his race is superior. This concept is an illusion. Any term to describe an individual to lower their humanity is a form of mental illness. To dislike or to hate because of the color of your skin is mental illness. So in short, this country is suffering from mental illness.
Wow.
When you view it.
That was prolific.
Yep.
That's good. That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, John, we're gonna have to get you on one of our shows, man, especially one of these when we're talking about Black issues. And so, and also, man, to help generate some views on your show, when you guys have it, man, because we're here to help each other. We're not here to tear each other down. We're trying to help each other.
Yes.
So, here's my last question. Well, one of my few last questions. Jesse said you can miss me with that BS if that isn't truly Jesse. Vivian says the U.S. is comprised of white fragility. Yes, it is. I agree with that.
Absolutely.
Don't forget the racism that exists in corporate America as well. You are right, Miss Brandy. It's just as bad there as any,
if not worse,
right?
Because you're playing the white man's game there. If not worse.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
I mean, I'm loving you guys' comments tonight. This is awful. Their mama don't exist. Okay.
All right,
you know what?
That's
Y'all know who that is.
Yeah, we know who that is now.
You know who it is.
You need to be here, sir.
Right. I knew when I saw that comment who that was.
Right.
One is never too. What is that?
One is never too rich to avoid racism. Even Oprah had the doors of a store not open for. I remember that. That was in another country, though.
Yeah, but still, it was another country. But that just shows you racism around the world. There isn't a place, and we're talking about the U.S., but there isn't a place on the planet that we don't experience racism.
It hurts my heart, man, that we as a race of people have to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts it, and it saddens me when I see people like Tim Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear people say, well, we have plenty of opportunities now in America. Racism doesn't exist.
That's bullshit.
And I'm like, how can you say that? Because you have had.
Steve, you there?
Oh, am I gone again?
No, you here? I hear you.
Okay. And that's like saying that maybe you have had plenty of opportunities, Tim Scott. You have had plenty of opportunity, Kamala. You know what I'm saying? But for the rest of us, for a black person to say that they don't think racism exists, to me is not acknowledging the problems that the rest of us have to deal with. You are sticking your head in the sand and saying, I don't deal with this, to me. And this is my thoughts. You know what I mean? And so when you say that, you are neglecting a whole nother group of people. But you got something, you got to say something, Tony? Tony?
Lovejoy. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just freezing a lot.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's
it's on your end because it's on your end.
It's on my end.
Yeah, it's on your. That's your connection that's happening because he's in real time.
Y'all hearing everything Steve's saying?
Yeah.
Man, miss me with that. The man who has.
Because you live out there in that country, man.
Talk about me.
With them cows.
Maybe the white people playing with my internet.
Right. You said too much now. That's what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
But
okay.
But for Tim Scott and his ilk, to me is a sad because you're no longer looking back to me. Now he has done some things to help, but he's dealing with he's putting some police bills. But this is the same man who said racism that the U.S. is not a racist country, but he helped foster a police bill, a police reform bill. This is the same person that bragged that they just had to pass a law so Asians wouldn't get beat up. But the U.S. is not a racist country. Come on, man. You can miss me with that BS.
You can miss me with it.
And for a black person to say that racism does not, that the U.S. is not a racist country, there are nice people in America, yes. But at its inception, at its creation, at its wheat, in the wheat, in the bread is the wheat, and it is built on a system of racism. It is built. They came to this country stealing and taking from the natives. They created laws that the natives didn't even know about. The natives out there living their best life, and they say, well, you on my land now. And the natives are like, what? Your land?
Nobody owns this.
You know what I'm saying? So you can miss me with that because it is baked in. Wheat bread is wheat because it is made out of wheat. It's in there. It's baked in. That's why I asked the question. I want you to think about it. Is bread wheat? Yes.
Yes.
Is cornbread corn? Yes. Because it's baked in.
It's baked into the system.
Wow, that's good, Steve.
It's baked in. Come on, Steve. You preaching. You preaching. You need to pass collection plate.
You know what I'm saying? So to say that to say for a black person to say that the U.S. is not a racist country, you have drinking Kool-Aid. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. You're in the sunken place. I'm sorry.
You understand?
All right. And I'm not listening to me. And I'm not talking about white people because, dude, we deal with racist Jews. We deal with racist Indians. We deal with racist Africans. Yes. They come to our country and they look at us, huh? What?
Let me say it like this: you might deal with prejudice. And I think you were fitting to get to that point next. Can black people? You might be dealing with prejudice Africans or prejudice, non-white.
Bro, there are Africans that almost take the same mindset and look at American black people as white people.
Watch this though,
because of what they see. Once again, there's a whole nother system in the media that portrays American blacks as the laziest folks in the world.
I got what you're saying. But we need to separate the two words racism from prejudice.
No, can't.
Yes, you can. Why?
You just read the definition.
I read the definition. It's baked into the definition.
Watch this. I can be prejudiced against someone else. Me as a black man, I can be prejudiced all day, but my race of people don't control a system that affects that particular race of person. That's what racism does. Racism is the control of a system to oppress a person. That's what racism is.
Okay,
you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
We can be prejudiced all day, but until your people control the system to oppress somebody else, that's just prejudice.
I understand what you're saying. But I want, even if we go to Africa, even when we go to Africa, American blacks are looked at totally different. That's a whole nother conversation.
When we cross the water, period.
I want to get a couple more of our people in, and then I'm going to ask the last question, guys. Okay. This is or time when white farmers took her to court.
Oh yeah, the meat people that took Oprah.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah, she got to. Yeah, there was real hype on that when she talked about meat. You don't mess with my meat, and you don't mess with my football or my guns. All right, or my church, my meat, my church, my football, and my gun. All right, it hurts that even my children are affected by racism to the point to where I'm hovering in the windows of my boy got called what did he get called? A cotton picker a couple weeks ago.
Script.
Yeah. In this lovely neighborhood, this very diverse neighborhood we live in here in Alabaster, one of these little privileged little white boys called my son a cotton picker. And once again, I'm gonna say this: I'm gonna let my boy loose. And if your child comes home with a black eye, that's why.
It is what it is.
People with wealth move differently from people who move with lack. This is why black wealthy people don't get emotionally involved. And I want to talk about that too, John. I want to have you on the show talking about that.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a big statement, sir.
That's a big statement. But can I just say something along that wise? So I'm going back now to get my pilot's license. And one of the questions that the gentleman asked me, he said, so why do you want to fly? I thought it was part of the interview question. And this is exactly what he did. He noticed my keys sitting on the desk. And he said, so what do you drive? is that a breeding on your arm? What was he doing?
Sizing you up.
He was sizing me up. Because as a black man, number
You
one,
ain't supposed to have it.
I'm not supposed to even be at a flight school learning to fly my own aircraft, let alone having a breeding on my arm, let alone driving the cars that I drive.
Mm-hmm.
So you still deal with racism because you're not supposed to have any of these things. Now, y'all know me, I don't flaunt stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like what I like. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still judged even by the stuff that you have. So no matter if you have lack or means, they size us up by the color of our skin.
Mm-hmm.
And there are certain circles, guys. Hey, I'm honestly, certain circles that I'm a part of, but they don't think I should be there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's on every level.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they think about us. Even the white people who smell like mayonnaise and smoke Marlboro Lights, they still think they're better than us, and they will speak to that. While they have a little mullet, they have this part shaved down in the mullet, and they got one tooth in their head. They still think they are better than us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's something, they're saying that the poorest white man is still better than the richest black man.
And the richest black man.
And it's the truth.
That's what that's what they have been taught to believe historically. Yes.
The Maryland doctrine of exclusion that was 1789 that I talked about, where this particular gentleman talks about that black people should not enjoy the spoils of the white man's hard work. That's the way they think about us. And he says, as long as there's a slavery called the trading of slavery, that the black person would never enjoy the spoils of the white man's hard work. Seems like to me it's the other way around.
You enjoying the spoils of our hard labor.
That's all I'm saying.
Been doing it for centuries.
Right.
All right, guys. I'm gonna read this last couple ones here, and then I'll ask one last question, then we get up out of here. I cringe every time I hear a black person with a platform says racism does not exist. So many people want to believe racism is over, and when they hear a black person say it, that's true. I got two more things I want to ask. They say they say, see there, it's over. It's extremely sad that they are ill-informed. Once again, guys, here's when a person says all lives matter, you're taking away from the conversation. You are giving it out for the system or the white people to not have the conversation. Because they say, see, look, he says all lives matter too. So all lives matter. So we don't have to have this Black Lives Matter conversation. And so then when we have people like Tim Scott stand up and say racism doesn't exist, that's a total out for them. There is no longer a reason to have the conversation about racism. Because look, one of y'all just said that racism doesn't exist. So when we say things like this, black community, you are giving, once again, I'm gonna say it, you are carrying the water for the white man. Because they no longer have to have the conversation about racism. When I say carry the water, that means you are taking the message for them. Right. That they no longer have to have this conversation because you said it doesn't exist. So if they said it don't exist, if Uncle Tim say it don't exist, then I don't have to deal with it. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. Mike says, my girl's dad is a racist and I still haven't met him. Are you serious, Mike?
Wow.
Mike, are you serious?
In 7 years.
In 7 years.
Wow.
Bless you, Mike.
So,
Mike has beautiful children.
Hey man, I just thought of something. You just make this analogy as far as us carrying the white man's water. Then I'm gonna suggest something then, and this just hit me. So that means every pastor is carrying the white man's water.
Right.
You can ask me to elaborate if you like.
No, we ain't gonna actually elaborate.
Elaborate. Go ahead.
Like, tell you to elaborate. You're just gonna sit that out there and not go into no detail.
And when I mean by pastors, I
Yeah,
mean those men, those black men who are standing behind the sacred desk, as we would like to call it. And when something is done to us, we tell us to push back the Honorable Louis Minister Farrakhan, because the Lord is going to see us through. We're the head and not the tail, above only, never beneath. We're more than the conquerors through him that loves us. So when we go through our demise, all you have to do is get on bended knees and pray and watch the Lord fight your battles. Victory shall be mine. And we get up in our pulpit and we tell these, and then they still out here shooting our kids. They're out here shooting our husbands, our sons, our brothers. And then we preach their funerals, still preaching that foolishness, because we've been brainwashed by the white man's Bible. Challenge me, Bible scholars, to tell me that it is not the white man's Bible, because you have problems with everything else during slavery except Christendom. Tell me I'm lying. Mm-hmm. So in essence, we are carrying the white man's water when we are preaching that garbage to our people, and to tell them to live blessed lives. And if I run around this church 7 times, the Lord's going to open up the windows of heaven and pour you out blessings that you won't have room to receive. But before you do that, there's a $2,000 offering that's on the table, and I need you to bless me. And we preach that foolishness, that foolery in church. And you're going to have to give an account for that foolishness, but you're carrying the white man's water. Prove me wrong.
So how do ministers provide hope without sounding as if they are pie in the sky preaching?
They're going to have to adopt Jesus' method. I know that sounds contradictory to what I just said, but they're going to have to adopt Luke chapter 4, when Jesus now stands up on his inaugural address and he says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to do some things for those that are broken, those that have been oppressed, those that have been marginalized." There that word is, those that have been indigenized. So Jesus was always on the side of the marginalized. They don't preach that in the white Anglo-Saxon church or evangelical church.
No.
They want to be conservative with their views, but Jesus was always on the side of black folks, if you want to put it in terms.
All righty.
I love this show. I love this show. All right, to wrap it up, guys, one last question.
And somebody please explain to me what a black conservative Christian is, which is an oxymoron in this whole presentation. Please explain that to me.
A conservative Christian?
A black conservative Christian. It should be a law for you to let that word come out your mouth. You idiot. Okay.
All right, last question. Can black people be racist? Remember the definition: prejudice, discrimination, antagonism by an individual, community, or an institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is minority or marginalized. Can black people be racist?
No.
And that's why I hope I wasn't jumping the gun when I said what I said earlier. No.
You were, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you say it again.
Okay, and say it again. No, we can be prejudiced.
We can be prejudiced, yes.
We had this conversation in our house growing up as a kid when my sister was in college, because this was one of those conversations that came across. What's going on, Pat? That came across. So I've been talking about this particular subject since I was young. But no, we cannot be racist. We can be prejudiced, but in order to be a racist, that means the group that you represent or are a representative of has to have the power to control or control the oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yes, sir.
So we don't control a system to oppress anybody.
Mm.
We are a part of a system. We are the oppressed, trying to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. So no, we can be prejudiced, but we cannot be racist.
Lovejoy?
I want to take my time to just give a big ups to, number one, our audience, those that watch us week in and week out, who are out here doing the doggone thing, and you're still shaking and baking, making moves. To those that are in corporate America who are doing, you playing the white man's game, but you're winning. And I just want to make sure that we acknowledge those that are in this particular system that's not designed for you, and you learn how to play the game while you was playing the game. So I just want to say big ups to you, because I think sometimes we don't give ourselves credit when throughout history we have learned to adapt to any situation that we are in. We got problems, we still move and we keep it moving. So you tell us we can't eat the good stuff, so we take the stems off a leaf and we make collard greens. You tell us to go out there and play with the pig, and we go out there and slice that joker throat and we make ribs. Not good for you, by the way.
Right.
But we take what we have, and believe it or not, and we make do with what we have.
You can't have the ribs, so we eat the intestines, season them, clean them, season them, and make chitlin.
My point, and to that end,
we make it happen.
Make it happen.
Black people make it happen. No matter what situation you put us in, we gonna make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
What situation you
no matter what it is,
we gonna make it happen.
We are kissed by the sun, baby. So we gonna shine.
Come on, boy. Come on.
We gonna shine.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on. And guess what? The sun agrees with us.
Come on.
The sun agrees with us. I don't care if you're talking about Jesus, the sun, or the natural sun.
I'm talking about both of them.
Both of them. They agree with us, because we don't have to worry about, and y'all start that foolishness talking about putting on sunscreen. Our skin has been kissed by the sun, and we absorb the radiance of its beauty.
Well, yeah,
white man, go lay in the sun for 15 minutes and see what happened to your pale ass as you walk the mountains of Caucasoid when you was walking on all fours with a tail. You animal, you beast, uncivilized of a person, you.
Ooh.
Yeah, I told y'all it got me stirred up. I told you.
Easy Weezy.
Okay, I'm done.
He's stirred up.
I'm done.
Okay.
Okay.
What can we do as a people and as a culture? You know what? I'm tired of this question, because we say I'm for real. Because we know what to do. It's just that we don't do it.
I did, Mike. I turned, dude.
Yeah. You turned up.
I'm gonna shut up for the rest of the show.
No, you ain't gonna be able to do that.
Cheat. I mean, my bad. Oops.
Go ahead, Sigma. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
When are we gonna get community back in our community? That's my last question. Because guys, and this is gonna be my new slogan. I'm gonna get my wife to put it on the shirt. Your voice, your prayer, and your money is your power. Don't y'all steal it. Don't y'all steal it, y'all out there. I know somebody right now.
Hey, Eric,
see, that's black people right there. That's black people right there. Your voice, your prayer, and your money is your power. But it's going to be also our community that's going to help us. And when are we as black people going to have to get back together with community? Because I think that's one of the last ingredient that we need. Because, man, when we stand up and we raise our voices, as we can see with Chauvin going to jail, we rise up with our power when we see the Jay-Z's and the Beyoncé's and start speaking the things. We rise up in our prayers. Things start to happen, y'all. Yeah. We're so disjointed. We're like the people of Babel. We're just talking and can't nobody understand each other.
But Steve, even that particular ontological premise, I'm sorry, I had to do it. Ontological,
but you just messed Jesse up over here, boy.
Okay. All right. I wanted to do that. I had to do it. Oh. Huh?
Did you say botanical garden? What'd you say? No, good, man.
But see, even that particular pericope of text suggests that what I'm having fun. Go ahead. James ain't on the show, so I could do. But for real, in all seriousness, that particular scripture too, the principle behind that is when people are united and come together. Listen to this. I'm about to make a statement. I need y'all to hear me. When people come together and they're united as one, even God himself can't divide them.
Say that one more time.
One more
for the people in the back.
When the people come together, because that particular scripture says, and the people became one.
One.
And they decided to fulfill an objective. And when the people come together as one, listen to this. Even God himself
had to come down.
Can't come between them. Because the Bible then says in the B part of that verse that God says, let us confuse their language. Because he says even the people have become one. So he had to do something, because once the people become one, even God himself can't stop you. And he has to throw confusion. There it is. He has to throw confusion in the midst of them. What's happening with black people? There's confusion among us. But if we decide to unite and start speaking the same thing, and that there is no division among us, and that our tone becomes monotone and we become monolithic in our speech.
Brother. Go ahead, brother.
Even the devil himself can't. I mean, God himself can't stop us.
Watch this. To go in further, there was something that had to galvanize those people of Babel, correct?
Yes.
There was something that had to galvanize them that brought them together.
Yes.
I'm saying that to say, and then you went on to say, then you went on to say, God caused their tongue to be confused. Something had to galvanize them. The somethings that are galvanizing us are happening now. It was the same thing that happened during the Jim Crow era. The same thing that happened in the 50s and 60s that galvanized us. You see what I'm saying? But drugs came into our community. But confusion was put in our community.
Absolutely.
Good government jobs came into our community.
I was going there too. Good government jobs. If all of them poor, they ain't got nothing to lose. Let me give some of them some stuff. Then I have something to take away from them.
Yes.
They'll fear and they won't say that. Then you have I almost said the F word. Then you have a blank boy like Tim Scott.
Hey man, don't leave me out here by myself. Go on, say
it. Yeah,
Mario.
Yeah, I was gonna be too deep though. I couldn't have went there. That was But then you get the Tim Scotts, then you get the Candace Owens, and then you get all of those Uncle Tom and Tomettes. You know, give a nigga a little something, then we can take it away from them. They'll be scared. So what's happening with the George Floyd, the Breonna Taylors, and all of these people, that's galvanizing us as a community. What we have to do as a community is not capitalize on that. That's the wrong word I'm looking for. We have to seize that moment and catch the wave and catch the momentum. And from that point, we have to start. Our kids are seeing this. We have to teach this to our children. Who else finna cuss again? F Gucci, F Louis Vuitton, F all of this bullshit that keeps us distracted.
Come on, say it. Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? All of that shit is distraction.
It is.
That's all that bullshit is. It's just shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's bigger things happening to us as a community. We're going to have to pass that mentality down to our children and our children's children. Why do you think Jewish people never go through this bullshit? Because they created schools to train the generation.
But check this out, Mario. Yeah. When they do, y'all remember when old boy shot up up north? He shot up a synagogue. You know what I'm saying? When stuff happens in their community, they line up.
Yes,
they line up, and they line up with their money. They line up with their voice.
Exactly.
They line up as a people. Like, hey man, hold on, you can't be messing with old boy. Bump that. We ought to do with community. We'll deal with this.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
but
what
they've taken control of their community. They have taken control of everything that affects them. You know what I'm saying? When we can educate our own, when we can start educating our own, we can start teaching ourselves how to become independent. And once you become independent, Jewish people are independent.
Yeah.
Once you can become independent, you have a galvanizing fist that said, no, you ain't finna do us to us. We're gonna knock you the hell out. Right. We're gonna pull our money. Once we pull our money, that's gonna kill your system of capitalism.
Absolutely.
But I love what you just said, Mario. That they pull themselves together, and every culture does that.
Mm-hmm.
That has not been brought over here on the boat. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Every culture that has not been brought over here unwillingly on a boat can pull their resources together and have one voice.
Mm-hmm. Because they didn't have 400 or 500 years of systematically being taught how to be divided.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We have been taught the crab in the barrel.
Yeah.
And we've been taught that over a 400 or 500 year period.
But watch this though, Steve.
Yeah.
There is a group of people that haven't been brought over here that's been oppressed, just like the black man is. They're called the red man, the native.
The native.
Natives. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And you know what you do with them to keep them and shut them up?
Keep them drunk.
You stick them in a corner.
You keep them drunk. You keep them high.
And then stick them on land and say, "Don't you bring your ass from off this reserve?
You get off this reservation, we're gonna arrest you. You going to jail."
As a matter of fact, we feel so bad that the way we did you can have your own little system within your own little world. So they have their own police, but then they're still marginalized and they're kept in cages like animals.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Come on. This, and can I be honest with y'all? It ain't going anywhere. That's a sad reality. And I'm not speaking negative, but until we get to the point where we're tired of this mess, we saw a foreshadow of it with the people in Georgia. When the people become one, it says, okay, are we tired of this foolishness?
Yeah.
And then what you do, you change the name of the game.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
So what do? Because that word again is racism. There are people of power, people of influence to keep the indigent, the minority, the marginalized in a certain place. So it's impossible, Steve, for black people to be racist. We don't have the power nor the influence to persuade government abilities and government agendas. No, you're here because we allow you to be here. Shut your mouth, go make my money and bring it to me, and keep your mouth closed. We'll let you have a $300,000 house, but you better keep your mouth closed. And Mr. Tim Scott, the only reason we're allowing you to speak for us is so we can continue to control the black narrative. The moment you decide you want to go against us, know this, we'll strip everything that you have. Yes, a master.
Y'all's a boss. Y'all's a boss. I sure is.
That's my take, man. This conversation right here, dude. I'm really holding back.
Well,
I was triggered Tuesday, brother. I was triggered, Steve, when you put. I was like, oh hell.
Well,
okay.
I'm gonna bring the show down to a close, guys. I want to read some.
White power.
What power? And sorry.
All right, Jesse said when we stop trying to interpret to be what into the system, we make our own. That's right, make our own system. Very good. When we get back to the basics and truly understand the power that we have as people, absolutely. Jesse goes back to what he's talking about. Tony's words, the pericope. Staying focused is our problem. That's good, Mac. It is. That is. We are easily distracted with the shiny. Yes,
I gave that white man my money. I'm gonna use these words. I gave that white man my money.
You're gonna use these words. You're gonna put them 2 master's degrees to work.
I believe I'm gonna use it. He got my money.
Yes, they moved the post to retain the white power. Absolutely. And when we did come together within the community and support ourselves, even though it was in a small amount, what did they do? They burned down our community. See, like that, and I want to talk about that. And John, if you're still on here, man, I want to talk about when we do raise up, and this is going to be the part 2, Jesse. When we do raise up, they like bombing the crap out of us. They bomb our towns. They pillage our banking system, and you know, they bomb the junk down. So when we do stand up, guys, it's gonna have to be a whole nother thing. We can't allow them to come in and bomb our junk no more. You know what I'm saying?
You have to be ready to protect what you build.
That's why we need to do a part 2 on this, guys.
That's good, Mario. That's good. Matter of fact, that's biblical.
Support. I'm listening. Go. You ain't gonna throw it out there and not give me no background on. I'm listening.
Nehemiah talks about that. Nehemiah got a couple of letters from the king so he can go back and build the city of ruins because the walls have been burned down. So he got permission to go back to build his city, or the city that was developed for his people.
Right.
So what did he do? He put a man on the wall. Watch this.
To watch.
A sword in one hand
and a backhoe
and a trowel in the other. And it says, protect what we are rebuilding.
Come on,
Lord Joy.
That's Bible. That's biblical, right?
And watch this. And there's gonna be some distractions that tries to come your way. Sanballat gonna say, "Hey, come down here and talk to us. We want to see what you're doing up there, fella. What you doing up there? What y'all building? You talking about getting a bank? That all black folks come in. Let me talk to you. No, I'm doing a good work, and I can't come down off this wall. That's biblical, Mario.
Yeah,
so as a group of people, when we're trying to rebuild, we can't get distracted by the distractions.
The little we're gonna do part 2 on this, guys. We got it because I know that
we almost an hour and a half in.
We are half in, right? And I know that the 4th black guy who's supposed to be on here, he got something. He on here, but you know he tripped. He tripped. So, guys, you've been watching the 4 Black Guys show. We want to thank you so much for watching, for being on with us, man. We want you to hit like. We want you to hit subscribe. Go to the 4 Black Guys page on Facebook and on YouTube. We want you to hit subscribe, hit the subscribe bell, and hit the notification bell to let you know when we are on live. We want you to please. Thanks, Mike. Please hit that subscribe because we're trying to get our numbers up, guys. We're trying to, hey man, there's people already watching this, but we want to try and take this thing a little higher. Can take a little higher. All right, everybody put your 4s up. Are we gonna do a special 4, Tony? You got us. Here we go.
Hey, then I need you to do the outro because once I do it,
okay.
You gotta hit that outro.
Hold on, let me get set up.
Hold on, let me get set.
Up. All right,
I'm ready for this.
All right. Here we go. The Midnight Storm, number 4.